Here's a quick tutorial on how to make some easy eyes in Anime Studio. I start off with the circle shape. Auto stroke and autofill are unchecked at this time. So draw out a large oval. I like working large. It's easier to work with and we can always scale it down later. Now, since all these points are still selected, go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste. Choose the Scale tool and scale down, grabbing one of the corners. This inside will be our actual eye shape. Now, going to the Create Shape tool, lasso or rectangular, select all the points. I have a nice skin color chosen and hit Create Shape. Choose a white color and fill the center with white. Now at this point I'll come in with the Hide Edge tool, and on the outer stroke I will hide all the way around. With the inner stroke I will hide just the bottom. I want the top to represent my eyelashes. Now I will select these 2 points and I'm going to make them peaked, which will give us that nice eye shape. Now I'm going back to my circle shape, this time checking autofill. I want to choose a nice color. I think I'm going to go with a gradient this time for my iris. So I will go gradient, radial, color, let's go green. Nice bright green. And then darker green. I'm going to take this slider, the lighter, and I'm going to bring it out. I think I want that darker green a little bit darker, so let me choose a little bit darker green. Yeah, that's better. And holding Shift, I'm going to draw out a circular shape. Holding Shift will constrain the size to make sure it stays a perfect circle. Now I will center it up. Turning off the gradient, choosing a black color. I will copy, paste, and then again scaling down. This will be my pupil. And there we go. We have one more we want to do, and that's doing a highlight. So I will choose a light green, and I will go into the color controls, and I will choose the alpha channel, and I will drop that down to about 100. And I will draw out another circular shape. See what our eye is starting to look like right now. Not bad. I think I want my eyelashes just a little bit more defined than that, so taking the Select Shape tool, selecting this outer shape, I will increase the stroke width to about 30. Much better. Again, taking the select shape tool, we have one more thing we have to do, and that is to raise this shape to the front. So select that shape, draw, raise to front. You'll see why here in a second. Okay, now we will take our selection tool. We will select all these points, edit, copy, edit, paste, and we will translate this shape over. I think a good rule of thumb is if you're one eye width apart, that's about right. Of course, you can always do it however you want for your character. You might want them to have little beady eyes. Now we're going to do one last thing that'll help us with our animating. With the selection tool available to us, I'm going to select these top two center points of the inner ring. And up here in the tool options, I'm going to call this upper lids. And I'm going to hit the create button. Now I'm going to select the bottom two. I'm going to call them lower lids. Create. And now I'm going to select everything on that eye, the iris pupil highlight, and also all these points on the other eye. In this group, we're going to simply call it iris create. By creating groups, it makes it easier to grab a hold of these points all at one time instead of us having to go back in and individually grab the points like you just seen me do. So now that we have our eyes basically set up, I'm going to create a switch layer. I'm going to drag my eye layer into it. With the eye layer selected, I'm going to duplicate it 2 times. The first layer I'm going to rename Open. Second layer, double click on it, call up the layer properties, rename it Squint. And the third layer, rename it Closed. These will be our 3 positions. So if we go to the squint position, select group, upper lids, you'll see that them 2 points come up. I can go translate and bring them both down at the same time. Select group, lower lids, bring them both up, the lower lids up. We have a squinting type expression. Now we're going to go to the closed layer. Again, select groups, upper lids. This time I'm going to bring them down to about the center. Select groups, lower lids, bring them all the way up. So we have a closed expression. So now we have our eyes with 3 positions: the open position, a squint position, and a closed position. Now if you have the Pro version, we can set this up as an action to aid us in making a blink cycle. So let's call up the action window and create an action called blink. Now I like to start off with, even though the eyes are open, I'm going to hit the open layer again. This will put a key at the beginning so my eyes don't slowly wink closed in between the blinks. You'll see what I mean if you don't do this. I'm going to go 3 frames, and I'm going to switch to the closed position. 3 frames, and back to open. And that is our action. One thing more we can do. Now this is up to you whether or not you want to do this. It's set up so that it will work, and that is to interpolate sublayers. That's why we have the squint position in there. So if I wanted to have a nice blink, say I come to frame 60, hit blink, insert copy, frame 120, blink, insert copy, see what it looks like. Nice smooth blink. Without having the interpolate the sublayers, it'd be quick blinks. Wouldn't really even need a squint position in between. But now we can scale this layer down. Move it over. And let's make another vector layer. And using the circular shape, make a head for it. Now, to show you how easy it is to animate your eyes, I've got the open position there, so I can select open, go to my translate tool, hit select group, choose irises. Now I can move both eyes together choose blink. Go frame 60. Back to open. Move the eyes over. Choose blink. Now we can see what this looks like. Now you notice that there was a little funny motion of the eyes because we did not move it on the squint layer. We would actually have to move both layers with the interpolation turned on. So if we turn that off, We get a much smoother motion that way of the eyes. So I hope this kind of gave you an idea of how you could do eyes pretty easily. The main tips here are to group your points, makes it easier to grab, to use actions. I could make actions for the actual looking left, right, up, down, and do that for all 3 layers. This is also a way that if you have Pro, you can set up blend morphs. Makes it real simple to do it that way. And this also can be applied to making mouths. So I hope this kind of gives you some ideas.